Welcome to Jazz with Vaughn. I'm your host, Vaughn Norberg, a.k.a. the Jazz Man, and I'm here with my lovely, talented, over-the-top co-host, Cher Dial.
Hello, and welcome to our show tonight. And I was just wondering if people noticed our new logo here, our new sign, Jazz with Vaughn, as we have changed our name from West Coast Jazz to Jazz with Vaughn. And also, if you go to our Facebook page and website, it is also Jazz with Vaughn. So I'm really excited about this new change. You know, we were talking a little bit earlier about how when you start a show, it's so fun to watch the progression of it, of different things. Like we kind of have switched the name up a little bit, and, you know, we're adding more TV stations. So it's really exciting to progress in such a positive way.
And didn't we just add a new member to our group?
Yes, we did. Kelsey Everstead.
Close. Evanstead.
Evanstead.
Yeah, well, when you're new, you're going to get a little of that until we catch on. But
Exactly.
We welcome her, and she is doing a great job. She's the one that helped bring us up on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
She's gotten us to some new stations, as well as our editor, Chris. And so we really appreciate the efforts that those people are making. And we're picking up new sponsors as we go. I think we have a new one coming up, which we'll announce next week. And that helps us purchase signs and get our editing done at the show. And going forward, our coffee mugs, which it is 80 degrees out today up here in Minneapolis, so we've switched to cold pop.
Right, exactly.
But not pop music.
Exactly.
Jazz
pop.
music. Yeah.
Oh, gosh, but this is exciting. And today our show is called Back to the Basics.
Yes.
Which is...
Well, it's the start of how American jazz became popular. And we're going to feature some of the original artists that started out. And I think our first artist is Count Basie, which gave me the idea for the name of the show, Back to the Basics.
Okay, yeah, Count Basie. I was reading that he was in several films, including Blazing Saddles.
Oh.
Did you know that?
No. Was he an actor or did
No, I
music?
think the band was playing in the background somewhere. Isn't that funny?
Wow.
Yeah, I know, because you don't really think about that.
Oh, I have to make one apology to our audience. Last show, we were playing a song by Vince Giraldi, who does the Peanuts cartoon theme, and I think I said that the piano player was Linus. I was wrong. It was Schroeder.
Schroeder.
And I had many pianist viewers call and let me know that I need to change that. So sorry about that, but Schroeder was actually it was Vince Giraldi, but in the cartoon it was Schroeder.
Oh, that's funny, yeah. And everybody knows that. Well, not everybody knows that it was Schroeder.
Right, I certainly didn't.
I meant everybody knows that song, you know, and everything. So when you hear it, you instantly think. But.
Okay.
All right, well, here we are on Jazz with Vaughn with Count Basie and Can't Stop Loving You.
No, I can't. Uh-oh.
All right. Well, that was Count Basie with Can't Stop Loving You. And what a great video that is. I'm sure our audience will very much enjoy that. And we were talking about, you could hear as you said, the slur, which is them musicians going up in their notes.
Yeah, in their scale.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that in an earlier show, but the video didn't show it, but this time it will. And he started that idea of having especially the trumpets in them, go up as well as the trombones. And then other artists started copying that. But he was the claim to fame on that style. He also is, you know how every artist has a signature? You can tell it's them
Right.
by their sound or whatever. And his signature is on the keyboards where he goes clunk, clunk, clunk. And so I always know it's his band when he does that.
Okay. I have a question actually from a viewer.
Oh,
And they wanted to know, since jazz is mostly instrumental, how do they pick titles for their songs? Do you know what I mean? Because like if there's vocal, it can be part of the vocal words
yes.
for the songs. But they were wondering, like, how do they name a song with no vocal?
Okay, well, I can explain that because I also did some writing and arranging as well as playing. And when you play a song, you're doing what they call playing a cover. So I'm already playing a song that has a name and a title and has been done by others. So that's easy. Now, when I write a song based on a melody that's in my head, have you ever gone to bed and had a dream or something or a song and it kept playing over and over and over in your mind?
Right.
And but you don't have any idea what the name of the song is. So when you wake up, you start thinking about, hey, that sounds like so-and-so. Art Pepper did a song, I think we featured it,
Yes.
based on his daughter's name. The last part of it is some of the artists, like when I wrote music and I wanted lyrics, I went to a lyricist and said, could you come up with the lyrics for this melody? Or I used to write poetry, and I would send my poetry to artists and say, could you come up with a melody that would fit with the poetry? So that's kind of how that all evolves.
Sure. All right. Well, our next is Larry Carleton, and he is going to play Kid Charlemagne
Okay.
on West Coast Jazz.
No, we're not. Jazz with Vaughn.
Jazz with Vaughn.
Okay.
All right, and that was, of course, Larry Carlton and Kid Charlemagne.
Okay.
So that was very interesting. And
Speaking
now,
of artists, what do you got next?
next we have Woody Herman, and he, I was reading, before he was in jazz, he worked on vaudeville as a kid. Yeah, so he did everything on vaudeville. So that's probably where he got all his, talent for different things.
And you want to talk about instrumentals, almost all of his songs with his big band, which was also nicknamed Herman's Herd, after Woody Herman,
Right.
were almost all instrumentals. And the one thing that Herman's Herd did was they would play multiple instruments at the same time. I don't know that that's featured on this particular song. This is Woodchopper's Ball, I believe.
Right,
And that was his signature song. And that was back in the day where all the auditoriums were full of big bands.
Right.
And people would come out and you could dance to it. And that's, again, going back to the history of today's show, is that we're featuring what got jazz started. What hooked the audiences on jazz. And it started with the big bands, where you could go out and dance and feel the rhythm. And,
Sure.
And then it kind of spun into bebop, which were soloists wanting to show off their stuff. And then it led into progressive jazz and then more vocals. So that's kind of a history there.
Yeah, definitely. And Woody Herman, he played all the way up his whole life. Over 50 years he played. I mean, he never stopped touring his whole life.
Oh.
And they were saying that in the 70s, to kind of keep up with, audiences, he started playing pieces, of course, jazz, by the Beatles, Steely Dan, Earth, Wind and Fire, to just kind of keep the audience, more in tune to what he was doing. So.
Well, a lot of jazz musicians that are going up towards the end of their career did that because the audiences were younger.
Oh, yeah,
and
right.
They were coming in and they wanted to do that. I remember going to a Michael Bublé concert, and he was doing Michael Jackson on stage with the moonwalk and all that. And the audience went crazy.
Right.
And then you go back into this jazz songs. So.
Sure. And again, for our show, Jazz with Vaughn, you can go to our website or our Facebook page, Jazz with Vaughn, and you can get all kinds of information about our shows coming up, our shows past. You can watch our past shows. And it's always nice, like with this show, is we go from, like you say, back to the basics all the way up to the newer artist.
Right.
So I think if people are watching and they're like, oh, well, maybe I'd like to see somebody more modern. Well, we have it.
Yeah.
So, you just check out our shows, and we have a little bit of everything for everyone, and I love that.
Well, one of the reasons, too, is that we have a lot of young followers.
Yes.
And high schoolers and college kids that are getting into jazz. They're learning the basics.
Mm-hmm.
You have to learn your instrument or learn your voice, and they like to hear the newer artists, but they also get hungry for what started all of this.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
You have to, you know, definitely. All right. Well, we were just talking about Woody Herman with Woodchopper's Ball right here on Jazz with Vaughn.
Yes, we are. Okay, that was Woody Herman Woodchopper's Ball, and going back to the basics as per the name of the show today. Who do we have up next?
We have got Modern Jazz Quartet
Okay,
live in Tokyo.
live in
But
Tokyo.
maybe you could tell us a little bit about the Modern Jazz
I
Quartet.
did not see him live in Tokyo,
No.
but I met him in person, and I think I might have told that story when I was going to college out near Hollywood, California, and we went to a club called Shelley's Manhole, and if you remember the show on the East Coast where they walked down the steps into the what was the name of that show? Somebody help me, Chris.
What was it? That's show in the 60s?
Oh, Cheers?
Cheers.
Oh, Cheers. Okay.
And so it was like that. You go down the steps and you go into this club, dingy club, like you describe it.
Right.
Couldn't get through the door because the doorman stopped me, and I was probably 19 years old, and I had a date. And he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, we come to see Milt Jackson, Modern Jazz Quartet." "No, you didn't." "Yes, we did." And I'm embarrassed now because I've got my date. I
Right.
told her I was taken to a neat jazz club and all of that. Well, just then the door opens, and who walks out? Milt Jackson.
Oh, my gosh.
So he was on an intermission, and he's going to take a smoke break, and he asked the doorman, "What's going on here?" And he says, "Well, this young buck and his girlfriend, they want to come and see your show, and they're not old enough." And he looked at me and he says, "Well, that's my nephew."
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm going, "Oh, okay.
Yeah, really.
I'll play along, anything
Yeah,
to
right.
get in the show." You know, and he says, "Put him in the back row, give him a Shirley Tempo, which is a non-alcoholic drink,
Right.
and they can see my show for free."
Oh, great.
So, and boy, did I think I impressed my date?
Yes.
No, she didn't like jazz.
Uh-oh.
So anyway, that's my Mel Jackson story, and I've loved his music. I don't know, we're going to have a guest or somebody write in or call in to let me know how he gets the reverberation off of xylophone. And I know there's pedals on piano that, you know, extend the sound or whatever, but somehow when he does the chords with both bells, he gets that drawn out sound, and I just fell in love with it. So,
Oh.
and the song is
The song is Confirmation.
okay on.
Jazz with Vaughn.
Hey! Okay, that was Melt Jackson. His earlier band was called Modern Jazz Quartet.
Mm-hmm.
And again, with the names, modern was for Melt, jazz was for Jackson. And that's how he came up with the Modern Jazz Quartet
Okay,
for
gotcha.
Melt Jackson.
Yeah, it's interesting. All right, well, next we have Ray Brown and Gene Harris. And this is a great video also. And Ray Brown, I don't know if you know, was married to Ella Fitzgerald.
I did not know.
Really?
Right?
Yeah, so, I mean, that's interesting. I mean, can you imagine those two together, you know?
No.
Right. I know.
But, you know, Ella is a jazz singer.
Right.
And I guess there is a connection there when you think about it, because Ella was one of the first few female artists that sang in what they call scat.
Oh, right.
And that's where they sing, you know. They don't really make words, they just make sounds like an instrument.
Sure.
And when you listen to any of Ray Brown's LPs, long plays for those younger people, that you'll hear him kind of do that on the stand-up bass.
Okay.
It's really cool.
Yeah, which is your favorite instrument?
Second favorite. Don't forget my saxophone.
Oh, that's right, your saxophone. Is that you playing the saxophone behind us on the...
I think it is.
Yeah, let's just pretend it is.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
it's a lot thinner back. It must have been an old picture.
Really? Oh, my gosh. All right, well, here we are with Ray Brown and Gene Harris and Summertime on...
Jazz with Vaughn.
All right.
Gene Harris.
Okay, well, that was Gene Harris with Ray Brown. And I want to mention that, and I think I got caught off guard. I hope you didn't tape that.
Maybe.
But Gene Harris gets in a little bit of honky-tonk. Our editor said, boy, you picked a slow song. Well, it didn't end slow.
Right.
And he's another artist that, like Vince Giraldi, goes into the upper part of the piano. And I know we're going to be doing this show live in the next couple of weeks. And we have a lady that attends those shows. Her name is Carol. I won't mention her last name. She loves the piano. How'd you like that, Carol?
Yeah, right. Oh, my God. And I had mentioned to you before that I had showed my friend you doing your thing, and we have named you Maestro Bob.
Just another nickname to go into the books.
Now, I need to come up with a nickname,
Well,
but
just-
nice.
Just don't call me late for dinner.
That's right,
Okay.
exactly. All right, well, next up we have J.J. Johnson. Now, I'm not too familiar with J.J. Johnson. Do you know any tidbits about him?
Well, I know that he was one of the top 3 trombone players
right.
in jazz. And I think maybe my son, our editor, Chris Norberg, who played the trombone, probably is even more familiar with J.J. Johnson than I am. There was another trombonist at the same time, Kai Winding. He was very popular. And then there was an orchestra leader, Cy Zentner, and he was a very popular jazz trombonist. And he did the Elephant Walk, was very popular in his career. So I don't know a lot about JJ other than very pleasant to listen to. What's he going to play?
Like Someone in Love.
Oh, great song.
By J.J. Johnson.
Okay, on Jazz with Vaughn. Okay, that was J.J. Johnson. And you had dug up some information that he had passed on?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he had passed on, and at the age of 77.
Wow.
And you were also talking about Gene Harris.
Yeah, Gene Harris, just this last year, I believe.
Oh, really?
He passed on, and I had mentioned during the break that he also did Masquerade. This Masquerade
Yeah.
is very popular, and his LP was Another Night in London. And if you ever get that, you need to add it to your collection. So speaking of which, we didn't mention that this show, but the LPs, the long plays, the plastics, whatever you want to call them, have really come back with a vengeance, as well as turntables. And now those old record stores that were going out of business are flourishing.
Yes.
People are running in, and I don't know whether it's the sound quality or, you know, when you download a song on your phone, what's the value, the resale value of that? Nothing.
Nothing.
So they're going out and getting collector pieces. And of course, anytime you can get an original still in the plastic, and believe it or not, some of these stores still have them in their original plastics. So I would pick them up and put them in your collection.
Yeah, and you said some of them are worth a lot of money.
Oh, tens of thousands of
Unbelievable.
dollars.
Yeah.
One of ours up there, Chris just put back for me, the Miles Davis at Carnegie Hall. That is the original LP.
Okay.
And that was a classic. And because we've already featured So What on another show, we didn't play it again here. But again, that was the start of what made jazz popular. And they never had jazz people, other than Billie Holiday,
Right.
come into Carnegie Hall, and everybody went, well, what's this? What kind of music is this? You know, because they mostly played concerts and classical music from Europe and all of that. So that kind of introduced American jazz to Americans.
Nice. Yeah, very interesting.
But we talk about carrying the music forward. And who
Right.
do we have coming up next?
The Allman Brothers.
Okay.
Now, I mean, can you imagine? Oops, can you get it?
I can get it. You just keep talking.
All right. The Allman Brothers, yes, and like you said, we have discovered so many artists like the Allman Brothers and newer artists that were influenced by jazz, but yet you don't really realize it until a show like this where you can say, oh, wait, you know, that is really jazz influenced. So I think that's very, very interesting for this. And the Allman Brothers, well, you know, groups. Did you like the Allman Brothers?
Yes, and we talked about before the crossover between, you know, jazz country, jazz rock. This
right.
is a jazz rock, and I think you're going to really enjoy them as I did. So what song are they going to do?
They are going to do Stormy Monday.
Stormy
That's what
Monday.
we're talking about, yeah.
Talk about a jazz song. Okay.
Definitely. And here we are with the Allman Brothers and Stormy Monday on
Jazz with Vaughn.
Correct.
We're going to do one, we haven't rehearsed, so we call it Stormy Monday. go out and play. Yeah, the eagle flies on Friday. Saturday, I go out and play. Sunday, I sometimes go to church, yeah. But I kneel down and I pray. So I say, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on me. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on me. Oh, you know I'm trying to find my baby. Won't somebody please send on home to me? Ow! Tell the truth now. some of that mercy for me, yeah. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on me. Hey, now, trying to find my baby. Just send her home to me.
Okay, that was the Allman Brothers. How'd you like that?
I loved it. I
Yeah?
loved it. And, a couple weeks ago, we had also featured The Grateful Dead.
Yeah.
So if a fan wants to go back and check that one out, that was also. And what else were you going to say about the Allman Brothers?
Well, it was kind of a sneak peek,
Right.
which we did at the start of the show. Our next show is going to be Nothing But the Blues. And I think the Allman Brothers are coming back for that.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right. Give the
so-
audience something to look forward to.
Exactly, kind of give you a little hint on that. so-
Sure. And once again, we would like we'd like to thank our audience for watching. We really appreciate you every week checking us out and, going onto our website, which, of course, is now Jazz with Vaughn, and our Facebook page is Jazz with Vaughn. And you can find out all kinds of different tidbits about our show, watch our older videos, see what's coming up. And if you would like to be a guest on our show, we are here in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. If you're in the area and you'd like to be a guest on our show, we would love to have you if you play an instrument or maybe even if you want to talk about jazz. Something, and if you have a great jazz story you want to put on the website, we would like to feature that also. Any type of interaction that we can have from our audience, we like, no matter what it is.
Well, one thing is, as we mentioned in the beginning of the show, we're growing in more and more cities. I think we're up over 25, maybe
Unbelievable,
close
right?
to 30 cities.
Right.
You can also find us on Neighborhood Nationwide, which we're closing in on 800 new viewers. And that'll give you the link to our shows.
Sure.
If you can't find us, you didn't try.
Exactly.
Exactly. And I think what I'm going to do is try to challenge our editor and Kelsey, our new partner, to look into. You had mentioned if you're in the area, let us know, and we'll have you on the show. But what if we could do a simulcast or a video cast where they would have their phone on and connect? What is that called? FaceTime?
Yeah, FaceTime or Zoom.
Yeah, FaceTime or Zoom, and we might be able to we work out the technology on that and get you on the show that way.
Definitely. And, speaking of the new changes, I want to put a special thank you to Chris, our editor and producer over here, because you have done just an amazing job with everything you do. And it's so much appreciated. And also for Kelsey. I mean, we couldn't be doing the show without you two, and so I appreciate it.
Well, we were talking about coming forward into the younger people, and we lost Richard through retirement.
Right.
And here we have Chris and Kelsey coming on board, and they kind of keep us jazzed up,
Right.
if you will.
Yes.
And keep pushing us to new lengths, and we enjoy it. We stumble a few times.
Sure.
But please beg our forgiveness and all of that stuff.
Exactly. But we want to, thank everybody for joining us again on this show. And the next show is going to be
Nothing But the Blues.
Right.
Okay. And speaking of that, we'll head off our goodbye song, and with King Pleasure, and he's a blues artist.
Okay. Right here on Jazz with Vaughn.
Yes,
Thank
we
you so
are.
much, and we'll see you again next time.
Bye bye.
Bye.
so long. Goodbye, my darling. I knew I was wrong when I thought that you could return the same love that I have, all for you, dear. But you still didn't care enough to ever try to love me. Why didn't you love me? Why didn't you?